We've had already suspended our official board meeting for this evening, but we're gathered here today to talk about the 2014-15 school year budget. I need to say, now that we have a nice crowd in the room, that in our meeting earlier today, the board and the county executive gave our thanks, our congratulations, and our gratitude to Dr. Kevin Maxwell for winning the 2014 Superintendent of the Year for the state of Maryland. Please join me in offering him a good round of applause. We're proud that the work that he's done has won those accolades, and as I said beforehand, bigger and better things to come. So Superintendent of the Decade for us in Prince George's County is next. We look forward to that, and there could not be a better start with that work than to begin to look forward to the future. As Dr. Maxwell and I always like to say, we are on a journey to greatness here in Prince George's County, and I think that you'll find that in what you're about to hear. So it's my pleasure to introduce the CEO, Kevin Maxwell. Take it away, sir.
Thank you. We're going to begin with a, thank you very much. We're going to begin with a news break. Max, you want to roll that, and I'll come over there.
Every single 8th grader in Prince George's County is going to benefit from the land that you are standing on right now, starting in the fall of 2014. The future begins today.
Tammy Darvish of Dark Cars couldn't have been more enthused as she and political leaders from across the state gathered near Golson Middle School recently to break ground for a new Junior Achievement Finance Park. Designed to raise financial literacy among 8th graders, the planned school, which will open next fall, is unlike anything most students have ever seen.
Finance Park is about application. So kids are given real-world problems. So as they enter, they get 20 hours of instruction before they enter. And then what they do is they're given a profile on the day they get there. And they have to balance the budget in a real-life profile. So you could be a single mother of 2 kids making $60,000 a year, or you might be a father of 4 making $80,000 a year. And you have to make that car payment, you have to do the housing, you have to do the food budget, insurance. So they really understand how all the pieces go together. And you know what? First time they go through it, the pieces don't go together. And they have to rework it until they can get a budget that works.
For the over 700 Prince George's students who have already experienced an identical program in Fairfax County, what they learned was a revelation.
When I went to the finance part, I thought it would be like any other school day. I had no idea what to expect. When those doors opened, I saw the park for the first time. I was amazed. There's no other park like Finance Park. It looks like the future. And thanks to my experience there, I know that my future is very bright.
Amazing as the new park and its curriculum will be, groundbreaking ways to teach money management started 2 years ago in Prince George's schools with the opening of a Capital One bank branch inside Parkdale High School. Aspiring tellers were given the training, the uniforms, and the responsibilities of a job that for some was life-changing, although at the time, one of them couldn't imagine how much.
I've always wanted to change, but I never found a good reason why. This opportunity that I have at hand today has given me more than enough reasons to seek a change in my life. I now dress differently. I now speak differently. I now circle myself with a different crowd. And most importantly, I now make different decisions.
This is great. It's a big deal, you know, and I'm extremely proud. I'm just proud of myself. I know my parents are proud of me. I'm proud for making them proud. And I can't stop smiling, you know.
Fast forward 2 years, and Vladimir Martinez is smiling still as he works 4 days a week at the College Park Capital One branch and is pursuing a degree at Prince George's Community College. For Capital One, whose support of the student bank and the finance park testifies to their faith in Prince George's students, Vladimir the banker's success has them smiling from ear to ear too.
Vlad is awesome. He's a very responsible person, and I think that says a lot. You have to be responsible, getting to work on time, giving that commitment to whatever you do, and he does it really, really well. He's just such a quick learner. He picks up on everything. He shadows the lead teller. He can run the other side when she's not here.
How have you changed?
Well, it's been a drastic change. It's been a course over a year and a half. I had longer hair, I cut that off. At this age, it's very different, I work every Saturday, I have to be here prompt at 8:30. So, that's a decision on a Friday night. Do I want to go out and catch this movie? Do I want to stay inside the house and rest, So yeah, to be quite honest, there's no words, that express the joy that I feel, waking up every morning, knowing that, I got school, I got a lot of things going on for me, and, I'm very grateful.
Vladimir is far from alone in taking advantage, as he typifies the kind of college and career readiness that is the school system's top goal. From the student bankers to the cadets enrolled in the Fire Training Academy, to those taking advanced placement classes, to youngsters who every year build a house from scratch, they are all, like Vladimir, living their future every day in the Prince George's County Public Schools.
Are you glad you did that?
There's no doubt in my mind. It's probably the best decision I've ever made in my life, to be honest. It's life-changing.
This is Dave Zarin reporting.
Clap, that's fine. So, you'll let me know if he comes in. So Vladimir Martinez is such a wonderful example of what we hope happens for each and every one of our 125,000 students. The discovery of an interest, the refinement of a talent, and the joy of finding just the right place in the world. College and career and life readiness happens here in Prince George's County Public Schools because ours is a system of opportunity. The bankers like Vladimir, the physicians that started here as posse scholars, they are all testaments to the many choices and opportunities we provide in the Prince George's County Public Schools. Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity to present my recommendations for the fiscal year 2015 operating budget and to share our successes, challenges, and goals for the future. While we will not discuss this budget proposal tonight, my team and I look forward to the upcoming work sessions and public budget hearings where there will be opportunities for discussion. Additionally, I believe this budget reflects the priorities which the board and I have discussed. We are entering into an exciting time in Prince George's County. As a result of the changes in the law last year, we will be partnering more closely with county leaders so we can work together to improve educational outcomes and ensure that all students in our county, regardless of their economic circumstances and where they live, graduate from our public schools prepared for college and careers. According to the United States Census Bureau, Prince George's County is one of Maryland's largest counties, with a diverse population of more than 880,000 people. With nearly 483 square miles, it consists of more than 300,000 households located in urban, suburban, and rural areas. In 20% of these households, a language other than English is spoken at home. More than 8% of households live below the poverty level. Median income is approximately $73,500, and 30% of the population has a bachelor's degree or higher. Some health-related issues facing our county include a child obesity rate of 37% and a teen birth rate of 36% and an uninsured population of 17%. Our school district is the 19th largest in the nation, and our 18,000 full-time, part-time, and temporary employees serve approximately 125,000 students at 205 schools. We have a diverse student population where English is a second language for more than 17,000 students. Nearly 76,600 qualify for free or reduced price school meals, and approximately 14,600 have special needs. So why is this data important for Prince George's County Public Schools? Because to move our district forward, we need to really know our community. Not only how our community is growing and changing physically and economically, but also who lives here and where they're coming from, what their needs are, and what is important to them. Since my appointment as Chief Executive Officer, I have taken advantage of every opportunity to meet parents and members of our community to listen and learn more about their concerns, ideas, and priorities for the school system. I have visited 82 schools since we opened our doors in August to engage our students, teachers, and staff in meaningful conversations about the status of our district. My goal is to visit all 205 school sites and have each member of my executive team visit at least 40 schools by the end of this school year. This informal data gathering is a crucial first step. We must be able to identify the needs of our students, develop strategies to meet those needs, and implement an effective educational program that addresses the needs of all of our students in Prince George's County. This process is key to our success. But we know we cannot do this work alone. The scope of the needs in our community is daunting. It is going to take the collective efforts and resources of county government and agencies, local businesses, higher education, and parents, caregivers, and community members to achieve greatness in the Prince George's County Public School System. A key step in this process is to build community relationships and partnerships that represent all of our stakeholders in education. The school district enjoys a number of strong partnerships that have already made a positive impact on education, including county partners such as the Prince George's County Fire and Police Departments, business partners such as Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Capital One Bank, higher education partners that include Prince George's Community College, Bowie State University, and the University of Maryland College Park, and community partnerships such as the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce, Prince George's County branch of the NAACP, and the Hillside Work Scholarship Connection, Keep Prince George's County Beautiful, CASA de Maryland, and a variety of local agencies and organizations. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize a few of our partners who are here this evening. If you could please stand when I acknowledge you. First, elected officials and representatives of them, Christian Rhodes, Prince George's County Education Policy Advisor to County Executive Sharon Baker. District 6 Councilman Derek Davis on behalf of the County Council, himself, and Mel Franklin, the chair. I'm not sure about David, right? President of the Prince George's County branch of the NAACP, Bob Ross. Hillside Work Scholarship Connection Executive Director, Corrine Brody. Keep Prince George's County Beautiful Coordinator, Helen Register. FACT Student Built House Board of Directors, Latifa Durant from our public school system. Ed Bilo of Dyco, and Kathleen Litchfield, Petro Design Build. And from the Alice Ferguson Foundation, President Michael Herman. Some of our successful academic programs would not be possible without the support of such partnerships. Examples include our annual Student Built House project, which depends upon industry partners to provide resources, volunteers, and hands-on learning opportunities that prepare students for careers in the construction, plumbing, electrical, and masonry fields. Our IT academies at Fairmont Heights and Gwen Park High Schools, which now have access to cloud computing thanks to Lockheed Martin. The Fire Cadet Academy, made possible through a partnership with the Prince George's County Fire Department that trains students to be future firefighters, and the Capital One student-run bank at Parkdale High School that supports our Finance Academy program by building students' financial literacy skills. This fall, we also partnered with Capital One and Junior Achievement to break ground for a new finance park that will be located adjacent to the G. James Golson Middle School and Cora Rice Elementary School campus. Like any successful partnership, we are giving back to the community as well. In an exciting partnership with the town of University Park, the first rooftop solar array was dedicated in October at University Park Elementary School. The solar array will provide STEM learning opportunities for students and will deliver clean energy and $16,000 in estimated annual revenues from the sale of electricity and solar renewable energy credits, which will be shared between the school district and the town of University Park. Our employees give back to the community too. Last year, Our employees donated more than $33,000 to the United Way. This year, the staff at the Sasser Administration Building raised nearly $700 for the November March of Dimes Blue Jeans for Babies campaign. We are continuing to give back this month, donating a hat, gloves, and a book to every student at one of our elementary schools. And not to be outdone, more than 100 of our schools collected almost 43,000 pounds of food for Maryland's food bank's Helping Kids campaign. Through our partnership with the National Capital Park and Planning Commission, we provide access to school facilities and playing fields to support after-school and summer programs. We partner with the Prince George's County Health Department to provide medical and counseling services in school-based wellness centers at Bladensburg, Fairmont Heights, Northwestern, and Oxon Hill High Schools. In the Judy Center at Cool Spring Elementary School in Adelphi, community agencies and organizations collaborate under one roof to serve children and families through early childhood education, family support, and health programs. Last year, we opened a second Judy Center at Carmody Hills Elementary School, and a third will open this year at Samuel L. Chase Elementary. These are just a few of the examples of the ways our school district is partnering to support the community beyond our classrooms. This year, we're supporting the county's Transforming Neighborhoods Initiatives, or T&I, by expanding our pre-kindergarten program to a full-day program in 8 targeted T&I neighborhood schools. Through this initiative, families that need it the most will receive free full-day pre-kindergarten to help develop skills the students need for success in kindergarten. Although student achievement in Prince George's County has made gains over the past 5 years, I know we would all like to see bigger improvements. Our county leaders advocated for a change that would give them a more active role in public education because they too want to ensure that our students are receiving a quality education and the support which they need to achieve. This year, schools across the state reported drops in the performance on Maryland school assessments due to the misalignment of the tests with changes in the curriculum as we transition statewide to Common Core standards, and our data reflects this trend as well. This spring, students will also take the Partnership for Assessment of Readiness for College and Careers, or PARC assessments, which are designed to reflect the content of the new Common Core. PARC assessments will completely replace the MSAs in 2015, and I believe they will give us a more accurate picture of student performance in reading and mathematics. We did see some progress on the science exam, which is administered to all 5th and 8th grade students. 8th grade scores increased a remarkable 18.3 percentage points to 54.3% combined, proficient, and advanced this year. Students at Barack Obama Elementary School, District Heights Elementary, Judith P. Hoyer Montessori, and Thomas Johnson Middle increased the number of students scoring proficient or higher by more than 20 percentage points. Lewisdale Elementary School students made the most improvement in our district, gaining 30.4 percentage points. And Lewisdale Principal Patricia Hath is here tonight. Please stand so we can thank you for a job well done. Patricia. Last year, Prince George's County Public Schools hosted 2 SAT days to expand opportunities for students to take these exams by scheduling them during the regular school day. Additionally, the district removed the financial barrier that has kept some students from taking part by covering the cost of the exams. The district's first SAT day was held on October 17 for high school seniors, and the second was held on February 20 for high school juniors. Through this initiative, Prince George's County Public Schools increased SAT participation by nearly 2,000 students. Out of all the ethnic groups, participation rates for Hispanic students rose the highest, from 416 to 870 test takers, an increase of 108.6%. Through our Advanced Placement Initiative, at least 8 AP courses are offered in every high school. To encourage students to take part in the rigorous AP exams and remove the barriers that come with a fee-based exam, the district covered the costs for students last year. As a result, 5,807 students took part, an increase of nearly 8% over last year. The number of exams taken increased by 9.4%, and the number of exams with a score of 3 or higher increased by 6.5%. According to recent data released by the College Board, the number of Hispanic students taking AP exams rose dramatically, increasing 19.6% from 647 to 774 this past school year, and the number of exams taken increased an impressive 27%. Bowie High School saw the largest improvement, with 194 more students taking AP exams last year, an increase in participation of nearly 33%, and the number of exams with a score of 3 or higher also increased by 16%. There are many success stories to be found in Prince George's County Public Schools. Last year, out of 8,019 graduates, 5,100 were accepted into college, and 1,898 students were awarded scholarships worth $93 million. 11 of our seniors were named 2012 Posse Scholars and will receive 4-year full tuition college scholarships from partnering colleges and universities. Nominated by their schools and communities, Posse Scholars demonstrate strong academic and leadership potential, but may have been overlooked by the traditional college selection process. 35 seniors were named National Merit Scholars, and 6 seniors were selected for the Gates Millennium Scholars Program, which awards talented students with a good through graduation scholarship to use at the college or university of their choice. These scholars may even request additional fellowships for graduate school. I'm also proud to note that for 2015, the district's Excellence in Education Foundation will be granting 50 college scholarships to another group of deserving students. These scholarships are made possible through the dedication and financial support of many individuals and sponsors, as well as revenue from ads on our school district website. Because of outreach efforts by staff, students who were struggling or in danger of dropping out are now motivated and finding success in school. Deja Frazier of Charles Herbert Flowers High School had a .28 GPA during her 9th grade school year. Her teachers, her principal, Gorman Brown, and assistant principal, Bruce Edwards, provided that extra motivation and supported her through her challenges. Now in her senior year, Deja has a 3.25 GPA and wants to be a lawyer. She will be attending Prince George's Community College next fall and transferring to Morgan State University to complete her degree in political science. Noah McQueen, a junior at Dr. Henry A. Wise Junior High School, had a 0.143 GPA at the end of his 10th grade school year. Through participation in school security staff member Ernest Green's mentoring program, and with special attention and support from teachers Sherelle Tolbert and Akima Marshall, he currently has a 3.25 GPA and is making plans to go to college and focus on either mass communications, geology, or education. He has already visited the campuses of Morehouse College, Clark Atlanta University, and North Carolina Central University, and plans to visit more. Deja and Noah are here this evening with their families. Can you two please stand with your families so we can acknowledge your remarkable success? These success stories represent all of the work that is going on behind the scenes in our school district every day and serve as a reminder that no student is beyond hope. Every student can succeed when we take the time to show we care and provide them the support they need. As we move forward, my plan for next year's operating budget for Prince George's County Public Schools focuses on 4 key components: funding student needs, supporting our employees, innovation, and fiscal stability. To this end, this budget centers on funding programs, services, and initiatives that fall under these key areas. My fiscal year 2015 operating budget recommendation of $1.753 billion represents a 3.9% increase over this year's $1.679 billion budget. The biggest piece of the budget pie will go towards supporting and hiring employees to address student needs, enable program expansion, and provide services for students. The most significant initiative in the proposed budget will be implementation of the next phase of secondary school reform, which will expand career academies to all high schools and provide additional support for students through academy, summer bridge programs, and college and career curriculum. Expanded academy programs include interactive media at Bladensburg, the Academy of Finance at Dr. Henry A. Wise, Project Lead the Way Biomedical at Largo and Roosevelt, and Homeland Security at High Point, Parkdale, Potomac, Suitland, and Surrattsville. In addition, we are planning a new aeronautics program at Duval High School and will expand career and technical education choices at several other schools. I am focusing resources on this program area as I believe there are a wide number of students who can directly benefit, and the net result will strengthen our commitment to making students both career and college ready. In response to the College and Career Readiness and College Completion Act, Senate Bill 740, we will be offering an exciting dual enrollment program for students who will meet academic qualifications that will enable them to earn college credits while in high school at little to no cost to students. We anticipate that this new dual enrollment program will continue to boost our enrollment, and it is very likely to attract a host of new students and families who want to see and experience the great choices available in our district while also finding ways to decrease the cost of attending college. At the middle and elementary school levels, we are proposing a new creative and performing arts program at the new Hyattsville area elementary school and enhancements for the middle school program. Each year, we receive more applications for these programs than we have available seats. With the visual and performing arts program at Northwestern High School and the creative and performing arts program at Hyattsville Middle School, our students will now have a continuous path in the arts from elementary through high school. Our goal is to not only meet the demands for dedicated creative and performing arts schools, but also to integrate the arts throughout the curriculum. There have been numerous studies that show the benefits of the arts in education. In 2002, the Arts Education Partnership, a coalition of more than 100 national education, arts, philanthropic, and government organizations, published a report that was the first to look at all categories of arts programs and make comparisons with academic achievement. Through their research, they determined that students who received more arts education did better on standardized tests, improved social skills, and were more motivated than students who had limited or no access. A 2005 report by the RAND Corporation called A Portrait of the Visual Arts argues that art education does more than just provide a creative outlet. It helps students connect to the larger world and improves community cohesion. As a firm believer in the benefits of a strong arts program, my proposed budget also includes funds for additional art teachers, supplies for arts education, and improvements to our dance education program. Also, at the request of parents who see the value of expanded language programs, we are proposing 3 Spanish programs, including a dual language program, a full immersion program, and a partial immersion program in the science, technology, engineering, and math or STEM field. We are planning to expand a partial Chinese immersion program at Paint Branch Elementary School, as well as add kindergarten classes to our dedicated Montessori sites at John Hanson and Robert Goddard, and to our dedicated French immersion sites. We're also proposing the expansion of Judy Hoyer Montessori to a kindergarten through grade 8 program to ensure regional equity. STEM programs are proposed for 2 middle schools that are feeder sites for our high school science and technology programs. Again, we are looking at providing students with a continuous, uninterrupted program from elementary through high school. I have asked my instructional team to examine the district's focus on academic rigor from another perspective, and based on their efforts, I'm pleased to announce that we intend to allocate resources next year to support primary and middle years international baccalaureate programs in 1 middle and 1 elementary school site. This creates continuity for students and makes sense instructionally as well. We're also taking steps to transition Frederick Douglass High School into a second International Baccalaureate Diploma Program site. The International Baccalaureate Program is world-renowned for its strong instructional focus and structure. By expanding choices of such premier academic programs, we can attract students and families to our district. We are also proposing to expand programs that offer rigorous coursework choices. We are planning to offer additional talented and gifted center seats to one elementary school and add seats to existing programs at 2 middle schools. These enhanced programs and expanded choices will only help to build upon our current success. We are already seeing a rise in student enrollment after 9 years of decline, as we welcomed nearly 1,400 additional students to our schools this year. I am proud to say that Maryland is the first state to mandate environmental literacy in public education. To support this, my goal is to broaden the infusion of environmental literacy throughout our curriculum. We will also be making improvements in the William S. Schmidt Outdoor Education Center in Brandywine and expanding their programs on recycling, water quality, and indigenous wildlife. We will continue to build partnerships with environmental organizations such as the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, the Chesapeake Bay Trust, and the Alice Ferguson Foundation. We will continue our partnership with Keep Prince George's County Beautiful to build our Green Team program and encourage schools to develop green projects, save energy, and pursue Maryland Green School certification. Our new systemic single-stream recycling program kicks off in January, which will further enhance opportunities for students to learn how recycling works and the positive impact it has on their environment. To help meet the needs of our community, we're planning to build on our restoration of full-day pre-kindergarten by converting half-day programs to full-day programs at 8 additional schools. This expansion, in partnership with the county's T&I program, will bring the total number of schools with all-day pre-kindergarten to 16. To further support students and their families, we propose to bring back parent liaison positions at targeted schools to help support our English language learner population. We also plan to ensure that there is at least a half-time professional school counselor at every school by making this a locked position in student-based budgeting. We cannot overlook the value professional school counselors add by helping students work through their concerns, identify their job skills and career goals, complete their college applications, and get through times of crisis. Additionally, my proposal includes funds to improve programs and provide direct academic support to students of our priority schools, which the Maryland State Department of Education designates as 5% of all Title I schools that are among the lowest achieving on the Maryland School Assessment Program. This includes funding for 20 new reading specialists who help a great number of students build their reading skills. For students who need to make up credits in order to graduate, we are looking to expand our popular online credit recovery program to cover every high school in Prince George's County. We recently created 2 new positions that will directly support students, parents, and families. Dr. Maritza Gonzalez, Officer for Diversity and Latino Affairs, will respond to the academic and social needs of our diverse ethnic groups of constituents. She will be partnering closely with CASA of Maryland to focus on the needs of our Latino children, parents, and communities. Dr. Angela Wakwea, our new Chief of School Health, Policy, Services, and Innovation, will coordinate health services between school nurses and the health department, enhance public-private partnerships to support school health, and promote evidence-based health and wellness programs for our students, staff, families, and the community. Enhancing teaching and learning in our system is only possible with the dedication of our talented workforce. When our district faced reduced revenues several years ago, employees were hit hard when pay steps, cost of living adjustments, and other compensation adjustments were frozen. Employees were then faced with increased workloads following a reduction in force in 2011. And educators took on additional tasks related to Common Core standards and new state assessments. The Board of Education, I'm sure, joins me as we express our appreciation for our employees' dedication in continuing their outstanding work throughout this time. And now Thanks to the support of our county leaders and a change in the way income is reported in our county, we are seeing a brighter future for education funding. As a result, the second key component of my budget plan, supporting our employees, will include resource allocations for adjusting employee compensation and benefit plans. We plan to set aside $42.5 million for employee compensation and benefits package negotiations, including money for cost of living increases, stipends for national board certification, tuition reimbursement, and job-related reimbursements. It is important that the district is competitive in its ability to attract and retain qualified and effective teachers and staff. So my budget proposal partially addresses this issue. In addition, my proposed budget includes funds to maintain our recently ratified union contracts and negotiated stipends. In keeping with honoring our commitment to our labor partners and supporting the prior year's Memorandum of Understanding with Local 2250, my budget will add 150 itinerant special education assistants next year. This will keep the district in compliance with the terms of our negotiated agreements while providing effective support to some of our most vulnerable students. To further support teachers and to strengthen academic instruction, I have included funding for 10 additional mentor teachers to support new teachers. Research has shown time and again that if new teachers are provided additional instructional support early in their career, their ability to provide solid, effective teaching is enhanced, which will ultimately improve student outcomes. We hope to develop more teachers like our 2013 Teacher of the Year, Albert Lewis from Walker Mill Middle School, and Deerfield Run Elementary School teacher Lisa Hawkins, the recipient of the Agnes Meyer Outstanding Teacher Award. Mr. Lewis is here this evening. Please stand so that we can thank you for all that you do for our students at Walker Mill Middle School. And now I'd like to ask my colleague, PGCEA President Kenneth Haynes, to come forward to share some details on the new Peer Assistance and Review Program that will provide additional support to our teachers. Ken?
Good evening, members of the board. First, let me thank Dr. Maxwell for the opportunity to talk a bit about peer assistance and review, usually referred to simply as PAR. I'd also like to thank him for his willingness to embark on a journey toward collaboration with his labor partners, specifically around a different way of looking at professional development for our teaching corps in Prince George's County. For those not familiar with the concept, the Toledo Federation of Teachers, under the leadership of Dal Lawrence, first bargained for PAR in 1973. Lawrence was convinced that teaching would become a profession only when teachers themselves set standards for their work and decided who met those standards and who deserved to teach. To say that the concept was controversial in 1973 would be an understatement. However, what came out of that, the National Board of Professional Teaching Standards and National Board Certification, is now the benchmark for instructional expertise. And it was all an outgrowth of the work done in Toledo and a little later in Columbus, Ohio. About a decade ago, a few leaders at PGCEA, myself included, participated in a 2-year program called the Institute for Teacher Union Leadership. We visited several school districts around the country where new union-led progressive work was being implemented in teacher induction and teacher-led professional development. Such programs were still considered cutting edge back then. But an observation by the late Tom Mooney stuck with me and has stuck with me all these years. The problem with the sink or swim model that too many of us use is that simply too many beginning teachers drown. My advocacy for PAR began with that quote. Peer assistance and review involves, first, pulling some highly effective teachers from classrooms and for a specified number of years assigning them a caseload of 15 to 18 non-tenured teachers, most likely inductees in the first year of the program. These practitioners will become fully FFT certified and will be offered the opportunity to shadow cooperating teachers in a neighboring jurisdiction. Instead of just 4 observations by an administrator, New teachers will be systematically observed between 8 and 20 times each year based on perceived need of the cooperating teacher, and offered constructive feedback and specific guidance on elevating instruction in the classroom at least on a monthly basis. The advantages of a robust PAR program are many, but here are a few to focus on. First, frequent feedback decreases the amount of trial and error instruction strategies that dominate the classrooms of first-year teachers. That's a huge gain. Second, and perhaps more importantly, the constructive supports offered by PAR have been shown to decrease frustration and improve retention of teachers. Columbus, Ohio, for a number of years had an 87% 5-year retention rate after they instituted PAR. Third, PAR furnishes instructional leaders the opportunity to pass on hard-won skills to inexperienced or struggling teachers, thereby increasing institutional memory. In her new book, Reign of Error, Diane Ravitch tells of an encounter with John Jackson, the president of Schott Foundation of Public Education. Quote, Jackson had recently concluded visits to several other nations to meet with their ministries of education. At each stop, he asked the question, what do you do about ineffective teachers? I changed that from bad. I hate the expression bad teachers. What do you do about ineffective teachers? And each time he got the same reply, we help them. And then he asked, what do you do if you help them and they don't improve? And the answer everywhere else in every other country was, we help them more. She goes on to say in the next paragraph, in the present climate, there's hardly any public official in the United States who would give the second answer. At this point, I would be happy if we were willing to give it the first time. We help them. This is an opportunity for us to change that rhetoric. Peer assistance and review is picking up steam nationally and becoming a proven model for delivering effective assistance to inexperienced teachers. Baltimore County is piloting its model this year, and the number of school systems around the country is rising each year. I've lost my place. With all the tasks and initiatives that are falling on the shoulders of classroom teachers today, it's imperative that we explore these new ways to support inductees to the profession. Linda Darling Hammond recently quipped, "We will never fire our way to Finland." The first purpose of the existence of PGCEA is codified in our bylaws. Article 2, Section 1, Professional Practices, to develop the highest standard of professional practices within the Prince George's County Public Schools. We look forward to partnering with Dr. Maxwell in the effort to elevate the instructional practice of every classroom instructor throughout the school system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken. The third component of my budget plan is innovation. Many of the program expansions we have mentioned so far are innovative by design, and we will continue to look for new opportunities that have this quality. Our new educator evaluation system is one example of a new way of doing things that we believe will contribute to the betterment of our school district. We're also looking to continue to build community partnerships that support students and families, such as our partnership with the county to expand full-day pre-kindergarten in T&I neighborhoods. And the final component of my budget proposal, fiscal stability, focuses on the need to develop an operating budget that not only meets the needs of our students, but is also sustainable over the long term. I'm planning to use a sizable chunk of the district's available fund balance to fund parts of this budget proposal. With this in mind, I want you to know that I'm being very judicious with its use, because while it can grow over time, how it is used is very important. My intent is to make it last and use it only when other revenue sources are inadequate to meet the needs of our students. Fiscal stability means that all of us need to choose sound financial decisions when making budgetary commitments. We need to spend time and review all of our operations to see where we can potentially streamline processes, save money, and maximize the resources we have. Fiscal stability means being fully accountable. In that regard, we undergo an array of internal and external financial and program audits each year involving local, state, and federal reviews. The taxpayers of Prince George's County should take comfort in that fact and in the fact that a significant part of my job is to ensure that your tax dollars are spent wisely and help students to succeed academically. Fiscal stability means we will continue to focus on transparency and excellence in our fiscal reporting. We are also looking to cut costs in next year's budget by finding additional savings in our commercial insurance program, workers' compensation costs, and through program evaluations to assess how well our spending aligns with anticipated program results. I believe that building community partnerships and focusing on these 4 key components when developing our budget will go a long way towards achieving greatness in Prince George's County Public Schools. We have so much to be proud of: great students, inspirational teachers, hardworking staff, and supportive partners in our community. While it is separate from the operating budget, we also have a capital projects budget proposal for next fiscal year. We are seeking $118 million in state funding for school construction and renovation projects, an increase of $23.4 million from last year. These projects include major renovations and additions at High Point High School and Tulip Grove Elementary School, and special education projects at Clinton Grove Elementary, Charles Carroll Middle, High Point High School, James E. Duckworth Regional, Margaret Brent Special Center, and Stephen Decatur Middle. We are also requesting $15.8 million for projects to support secondary school reform programs at 14 high schools, $37 million for our top systemic renovation projects, $11.4 million for open space pod renovations at 10 schools, $11 million for 2 limited renovation projects, and $9.3 million for reimbursement for 4 forward-funded projects paid for by the county. As an update on our current projects, we'll be opening the doors on a new portion of the facility for students at Accokeek Academy this winter, and the new Hyattsville area elementary school will open its doors to students in August 2014. We are continuing to work to convert open pod classrooms to closed classrooms as well. As you know, school districts across the state are struggling to maintain aging school facilities, and funding to address all of our needs has run a deficit for many years. Due to these funding limitations, our projects are based on the priorities outlined in our Educational Facilities Master Plan. For a complete and detailed list of those school projects, please review our capital improvement plan, which is available online. Let me close with a story of a little girl born in rural Tennessee in 1940. Had her dreams been snuffed out and her needs not addressed, the world may never have become acquainted with a true treasure. The girl, the 20th of 22 children born to poor parents, one a railroad porter, the other a maid, weighed just 4.5 pounds at birth. She contracted polio, and doctors told her mother and father that their daughter would never walk again. They refused to accept that apparent fate, though, and did everything they could for their child. Special shoes, leg braces, and homeschooling until she was 7. Regular therapy and leg rubs 4 times a day by her parents, brothers, and sisters helped. But the girl's determination and dreams, bolstered by the support of her family, were her strongest asset. She eventually went to school and played sports. She was good enough to earn a college scholarship, a remarkable feat in itself. But in 1960, she did something no American woman had ever done before. In Rome, Italy, a world away from her home in both miles and mindset, Wilma Rudolph won 3 Olympic gold medals in track and field. Doctors told her she couldn't walk, so she ran. Society told her she wasn't any good, but she became the best of her generation and one of the best of all time. There are children who show up at the doors to our schools every day with similar stories. We can see their faces and we know their names. Perhaps they don't have leg braces or special shoes that serve as outward signs of their struggles, but we all know of children who face long odds long before they open the first book in a classroom. The deck is stacked against them, society says. They won't amount to anything, those in their neighborhood tell them. Our task is not to dispute the notion that is not only to dispute the notion that the valley is too deep, but to help them find their mountaintop. Our duty is not only to help make the dreams burn brighter, but to lay the foundation for achievement, whatever it takes. There are cases where figuratively we may be the parents or the siblings who provide the necessary therapy like Wilma Rudolph needed. There are cases where literally we will provide more parenting than a biological mother or father ever will. None of that should dissuade us from the task at hand. We are charged not necessarily with creating the next Wilma Rudolph, but with giving every child the tools he or she needs so that whatever they decide to do, they can be champions. Incidentally, when her track career was over, Wilma Rudolph returned to her old elementary school to teach. It was her duty, she felt, to help others as she had been helped. I asked about the odds she overcame. She said simply, "My doctor told me I would never walk again. My mother told me I would. I believed my mother." Wilma Rudolph excelled because she had people in her life who believed in her, people who believed in, as she said, the potential for greatness lives within each of us. Our charge is to help our students not only see that potential, but to believe in it and to realize it, one school at a time, one classroom at a time, one student at a time. And to do that, we ourselves must believe not only in that potential, but in our abilities to make a difference in the lives of every single student who walks into one of our classrooms in Prince George's County. We can only be successful in our efforts if we do not harbor ill will or create personal agendas at the expense of the good of all. We must lay aside our differences and disagreements in order to work together for a common goal of nurturing our students to achieve greatness, to help them reach their potential in spite of the odds. I truly believe that the programs and initiatives I have proposed here will enable us to move our school system forward in student achievement. It is my hope that we can all work together to make our system great by choice. Thank you very much.
Dr. Maxwell, thank you so much for this riveting presentation. As we close out, my job as board is to talk about the boring next steps and bureaucratic pieces to this. You know, as this works now, shortly after this, we will receive as the board the official budget. Rumor has it we will be getting it on a disc and not in the old paper format. Thank you,
that's
environmentalists.
correct. CD-ROM, searchable,
yes,
completely searchable.
A searchable disc rather than paper. Thank you for that. We then have a big job and an important job in front of us as a board. Our responsibility is incredible. When it comes to our hand, it becomes our budget. And on March 1st, when we hand it over to the county executive, we are going to have a budget that we support as a board. You know, you talked about, Dr. Maxwell, aligning to some of the priorities that we talked about when we met as a board and talked about the budget. We said we wanted to see expanding access to all-day pre-K to more schools and locations. We said we wanted to see initiatives to engage parents and community members with a particular emphasis on helping parents to navigate schools and school systems to get their needs met. We said we wanted to expand existing specialty programs and create new programs that serve both middle and lower income populations with a specific emphasis on language immersion, arts education, and STEM. Clearly from what you've presented us here today, you've delivered that and more. Thank you. Our job, of course, now is to ask the tough questions. We are going to go through the budget page by page, line by line. We need to answer the question, Is it progressive enough? Does it address issues of equity? Is it innovative and sustainable? Is it fiscally responsible? Will it enhance student achievement in all of the ways that we've talked about? Will it advance parent and community engagement? Will it help to move us to the journey toward greatness? You've delivered an incredible vision for us today, Dr. Maxwell. We believe that while our work ahead over the next 2 months will be challenging, working side by side with you, we're going to answer each of these questions with a resounding yes and deliver one of the best budgets ever to the county executive on March 1st. Keep engaged, folks. We're going to go through a very important process over the next couple of months. We will have both a work session and a public hearing on January 27th, another public hearing on February 19th, a work session and public hearing on February 25th, and countless meetings and work in between each of those that I won't bore you with, but colleagues, we need you to help continue us. Make sure at these public hearings that this room is full, that we hear from our citizens, from our students, from our parents, and we deliver a budget worthy of the excellence that we've seen here today among our students and our teachers and our colleagues. With that, Dr. Maxwell, is there anything else?
Have a wonderful holiday if I don't see you again.
Friends and colleagues, have a wonderful holiday and a Happy New Year. Thank you.